What's going on YouTube? It's your boy John B. Come back to you guys with a brand new haircut tutorial. Today I'm going to be doing a mid drop fade on my boy Jacob. He does have curls on top, but we are going to leave them. So first I'm going with my Flash FX clippers. I'm making my first initial guideline. I usually like using these because they're not zero gap and I'm able to press down on them. Then I'm going to go with my Babyliss clipper, my FX trimmer. These are pretty zero gap, so I use this to bald out. And I bald out right below that first guideline. So since we're doing a mid drop fade, I like to start right where his hook starts and then I drop it down towards the back, just because it'll drop instead of it being a low fade. You start kind of like in the middle when you are on his eyebrow area. Next I'm gonna go with my Babyliss shaver, and one important thing to do is go right below your guideline that you made, but don't go all the way up to it. Stay a little below just so you can give it some leeway, because you don't want to bring it too high and then the fade's gonna just end up going higher. So I'm gonna be using my Babyliss clippers today. I'm gonna go with a number 2 guard open, just so I can give myself a clean base, just because you do want to keep the top of the fade dark, just because you want to see that blend and you don't want it to be too high, because this is a mid drop fade. I'm going to use my clipper over comb and I'm going to blend the number 2 guard into the top a little bit. It's kind of like an undercut, but at the same time not really. You just got to try to cut into the top just to make it blend easily. You know how the styles are nowadays. Then I'm going to use my hitters. These are my hitters right here. These are like zero gap to the fullest, and I like using these. And it's good to have like another clipper on the side that you know like is your hitter, because I can't use these to bald out because it might irritate the skin because they are very zero gap. Next I'm going to go with my clipper all the way open. I'm going to make my first guideline. It's important to keep your guidelines pretty even, just so your fade looks even all around. Alright, now that I have that first guideline set, I'm going to close the clipper a little bit and I'm going to start to tap away at that first guideline. And you can see that you got to use really short strokes and really be really light-handed. So the higher you go, the more you open it up. Next, I'm going to go with my number 1 guard, and I'm going to go close first. And here, we're not going to be making another guideline. We're just going to start blending all the way up to the number 2. But be careful, do not go up too high, because you don't want to bring that whole fade up. So I'm going with number 1 close, and I'm going to slowly open it notch by notch. Here I'm just going to be using my shear over to comb technique, just because he does have curly hair and sometimes it is more difficult because these are loose curls. So sometimes the clipper will just push the hair instead of cutting it. So it's good to always have like different techniques that you can go through. Now I'm going to use my thinning shears just to get some of that weight and darkness down. Pretty much going to be doing the same exact steps on this side, so I'll catch you guys at the lineup. So when doing the back, when you go with your open guard, don't be afraid to make that first guide bigger, just because it's the back of the head and it's the lowest part too, so you get to kind of like give yourself a little more room for error. So I pinned his hair up, and with this client, since we're going for this undercut kind of thing, we kind of pinned his hair up. That way we won't be giving him like the sharpest lineup, and you don't want to touch the curls, obviously growing it out, but you kind of want to give him like a lineup, but not too much of a sharp lineup. Like we'll just be chilling on this lineup. As you can see, I do go over my lineup a good amount of time just to make sure that it has its perfect shape. And don't be afraid to go back and fix those errors, because that's just how it is. So on this side, you're gonna see me blend out that dark spot right there in the corner, just because you'll see some errors when you finish with the lineup, just because I don't know, I just guess it pops out like that. So you're gonna see me blend this in a little bit more. So that's basically the end of the haircut. This is the final result. If you guys haven't yet, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy John B, and I'm out.